Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of BizMeds. We are your hosts of the show and neuroscience business coaches. My name is Saad.
And my name is Darius, and we're here to give you the minimum effective dose for your business. And for those of you who've just tuned in, don't know who we are, again, we said it, we're neuroscience business coaches, and we help businesses scale. I myself have scaled a business from 60 to 90 million in under 18 months without having to hire additional people and not working longer hours. And our clients have successes like they've scaled 32% increase in revenue in under 12 months. Again, not having to hire more people, not working in more hours, actually having more time off and able to take vacations. So we're here to do the same for you. And we don't get paid to do this. We do this free of charge because we're here for you, the business owner. That being said, we're going to jump into today's topic, which is...
And today's topic, which is your minimum effective dose, is how you can utilize 11 hours, how 11 hours can change your life.
In your business.
In your business. And I know that's a very loaded, topic there. And what we really mean by that, how you can utilize those 11 hours to really change your business life, is through...
Well, before we get let's talk a little bit about we'll get to the how 11 hours can change your business and your life. Let's talk about the math of when we say that.
Yeah.
Right. So part of the research it comes back and says, for most business owners, is that we only get about 1 hour of productive work done per day.
Right.
Right. And that is probably a very shocking number for everyone. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are like, what are you talking about?
I'm very busy throughout the day.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? I work 12 hours. Yeah. I'm working all the time. The difference is what we're talking about is an hour of actual focused, productive work, like meaningful, focused work without distraction. And so let's talk a little bit about the math on that and why that is. Do you want to kick us?
Break down the math?
Let's break it down.
So in a month, typically, we have, in an average day, like any business owner is working about 8 hours a day.
Yeah. And maybe more in some cases.
Maybe more, yeah. Yeah, depending on like how involved you are and how long you work. Like I myself have like typically, in my early stages was working from like 7 to 6.
Yeah.
Right. But every day felt like I was doing a lot of work throughout the day. But the little throughout the day.
In that day though, how productive do you feel you were?
Well, I thought I was very productive. Like I thought I was putting out fires like left and right.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. I was like, I thought anytime something would pop up, Saad's like there with an extinguisher. I was like, yeah, I got this.
So you said the thing that's actually the perfect is, so when we talk to business owners about this and we talk to people, like the math really, we say, and the research says that you only get about an hour is specifically for that reason, is that you, for the most part, you run around with your day so busy reacting to other things that you spend very little time focused on any one important thing. Mm-hmm. So I think we're distracted somewhere. I think it's somewhere between, the numbers kind of vary. It's somewhere between every 11 to 15 minutes. Like there's some type of distraction, and that could be a phone call, could be an email, could be hey, do you got a minute? Yeah. I don't know if any of you have like managed people. Someone stops by your office. Hey, you got a minute? I just want to talk to you real quick. And it's never a minute. It's never quick.
Yeah.
And it's probably something that didn't even need to happen.
Yeah.
Or, so there's a million things that come up during the daytime that we end up responding to. Those are the types of distractions that keep popping up. And so about every 11 to 15 minutes, I think is what the research says. Again, there's a little bit of variance in there, but it takes about another, I think it's 18 to 23 minutes to get back into a focused state on average. So when you look at that, we're distracted way more often than we have the opportunity to even get back into a focused kind of undistracted state. Mm-hmm. And so 2 layers of that really, as we were going to dissecting this and have really leaned into this a lot is you have the things we just talked about, which is kind of like the normal things that exist in your business day to day, which is you have people on your team. Well, they're probably going to come talk to you.
Mhm.
They need guidance on something. They want your approval on something. They have had an argument, Joanna and Mary have had a disagreement over something, or maybe Frank and Jim in the warehouse or whatever it is. Like they're having some type of thing that you need to go step in and deal with because people are people, and here we are. This is the shit that we have to deal with.
Egos. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's just the normal course of stuff.
Yeah. And then if those constantly keep happening, layer in with the minute meetings you're talking about, and then layer in like the random like texts, notifications, whatever you get. You're constantly every time you're about to focus on one task, you get distracted again, and then you start all over again.
Exactly.
You distracted again. You start
all over right back from zero.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's not like, hey, I'm at minute 9 and I get distracted and I pick up again. It's no, you start right back from zero. But you actually brought up that other really important part is, so you have the normal course of stuff, but then you have like a device, usually your phone, that is literally filled with things that are designed by scientists to grab your attention and distract you and to keep you occupied on that device. Whether it's social media, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's some other app that has a notification, because their whole design is to keep you engaged with that app on your phone or maybe your iPad or whatever it is, right? Like, so then now we're waging a war on two battles. We're waging the normal distracted
Day-to-day
life of being a business owner.
Yeah.
And then we're layered on with the actual war for our attention by people who are paid to grab your attention and distract you from all that other stuff, because that's how they make money.
Yeah.
And so the war now is even more prevalent. It's even more important because back in the day, we never had to, like when I was growing up, we never had to worry about anything. It was just the normal course of things you had to deal with. We're dealing with such a more complex added layer of distraction than we ever had to face before. And there was a number, I think a couple of years ago, and there was like, I had to dig it up and we'll talk about maybe another episode, but just like the phenomenal amount of things that are there to bombard you to grab your attention. Yeah. I mean, so it's like when you take all that to account and you realize all those things, when you take stock of all those things, it is not actually far-fetched.
Yeah.
It's very believable and very true that we get less than an hour of actual focus work done per day. But because of all these things that are happening, we're run ragged and it feels, we feel busy.
Yeah.
But we're not productive.
Yeah.
We're not actually moving the needle on the things that actually matter.
Yeah. And just quickly, like expanding on like the how our devices are designed to keep us distracted.
Yeah.
The funny thing is like, us, because we've seen this a lot, and we know like what these devices are doing. The sell of the people that build them is that you can actually get to your tasks a lot faster.
Yes.
Because it's going to tell you immediately. And now you can like actually just talk right into your watch.
Yes. You're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sell you that you're going to be more productive.
Exactly.
And
but you're actually, because you're constantly responding to several different things all at once.
Exactly.
You have your texts, your notifications from Facebook, whatever,
which are mostly just busy work things.
Yeah. It's just,
right.
Yeah.
And yes, you can use some of the technology to be extremely productive. You can, right? Like for those of you who aren't using AI to at least being a little more productive, I mean, leverage it with the clients all the time because it's used in the right way, using your phone in the right way can be ultra productive. But most people get caught up being distracted by it and don't have the willpower or the processes in place to help keep them doing. And as a result, they're just busy doing all these other things and never really getting anything done.
Yeah. Well, by default, like they're not set up in the right way that could help you. That's again, that's kind of where we had our own learning experiences where, we had learned that you can actually utilize it as an assistant to make it better for you.
Yes.
And again, that requires some time, but
Okay, so that's a perfect lead in, I guess. So let's talk. We talk about minimum effective dose. So we talk about, hey, you're only getting an hour of focus work done a day. So here's some things that you can actually do to help
Eliminate.
you,
Yeah.
right, get more of that actual focused work done. So from a maybe we'll talk from a technology. So let's talk about that first, and then maybe we can go into the, okay, how do you also then address the other stuff that happens on a day-to-day basis that we, you need to also manage as well.
Mhm.
So what are some of the things that you would recommend from a, let's say, a phone setting
Mhm.
that you found extremely helpful?
So one of the things I like to do is I like to set up reminders, or I like to create routines on my phone. So if I'm the most productive and I have the most energy from 8 a.m. to 1, I just set up a routine on my phone where from 8 a.m. to 1, it doesn't give me any text notifications, any Instagram notifications, only
Right. So it's
like,
like a, for an Apple user, it's a do not disturb,
yeah,
right? Or
yeah,
focus. I
yeah,
think it's now, yeah.
yeah.
And
So
for the green bubble people.
but it will, what it will do is it will bring through like important stuff.
Right.
So if I have an email that's supposed to come through a client that is urgent,
Right.
that can come through.
Right.
Right. Like I can set up a routine that it allows only those specific things that I do need to respond
Right.
to
So
come through.
okay. So I would say similarly, I have found extremely helpful is basically to remove, I think it's like basically 97% of notifications,
Mhm.
unless it's like a delivery app, like, maybe Uber Eats or, that's the
Something like,
thing.
yeah.
Some email stuff, depending, I have on my do not disturb, right? You on an app, for those of you who run iOS, like Apple products, you can have a list that gets through. So like my children, a couple key people are on there that if they text, it will come through. And that's usually because that's probably like, doesn't happen all the time. So
Right.
that's going to be an important one that usually needs to come through.
Yeah.
So that I'll allow that one. And then, but mostly notifications are all off.
Yeah.
Right. And only very, very specific things that I would need notifications for. But they're not there to distract me. I follow the Alex Hormozy kind of philosophy of, I choose when I want to interact with that versus it telling me when it
When
wants
it
to
wants to
interact.
yeah.
I also then, I take my backgrounds all to black.
Mhm.
Drives people crazy because I have
Yeah.
like no pictures. But I also then have one background that I switch to in review, which it's like a vision board for my phone. And so it's only about things that are like I'm aligned
Working
to.
towards, yeah.
Exactly. And I don't leave it on there all the time. I just switch it a couple times a day. I review it, flip it back, look at it.
Yeah.
And then actually on another screen for that, I actually have the write up of what that is.
Yeah.
And that from a phone standpoint, that's how I manage that.
Yeah. Since you brought up Alex Hormozy, another one of the things that he likes to do is turn his phone into grayscale.
Yeah.
So nothing is pleasant to look at.
Yeah. I've not done that. I mean, some of the settings are like, a lot of the apps are kind of defaulted that way, which is fine. I don't mind it. The other thing I've done with my phone is, one trick I've learned is I take all of my messaging communication apps and email and everything. I actually go to the very last screen that I have and I bundle them up in one. So the idea is to create some friction. So like, if I pick up my phone, I'm like, I'm gonna be purposeful. I'm like, swipe 5 times to get to to get to it. Things like that. And removing a lot of non-essential apps. Like, I haven't like purging a ton of things from there.
Yeah.
Right. So like, just those simple things, and turning your ringer off, like just putting a do not disturb on, will guarantee you, like, if it's an emergency, most of those settings if they call back within like 2 minutes, like it'll allow them to get through. So usually if it's an emergency, people will, like, if they need to get hold of you, they will, right? They'll find a way to get hold of you. So outside of the phone, actually from an email standpoint, what I like to do is batch emails. I don't like to leave my email open. I actually close my email down, and I just have a couple times that I go in, usually once or twice a day. It's scheduled in my calendar, so I know, okay, this is my time where I'll go in and deal with everything. Again, if something's urgent, if something's that urgent, my experience is someone's calling me and they'll find a way to get a hold of me immediately to, like, this is urgent. And I'm like, usually fire, flood, or blood. Like that's urgent to me. Nothing else is like so urgent that like we don't have a few minutes to kind of like stop and think. And that's usually what I find is the most important thing is like a stop moment. Hold on. Let's regroup and think these through. So I
Well,
kind of batch email like that.
and if it is fire, flood, or blood, like
Call the emergency services.
exactly,
You know, I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
yeah, you can't
Yeah.
provide the
Exactly.
same type of like
Yeah. And
anyway.
by the way, I've had
Yeah.
a fire happen. It was
Yeah.
literally on one of our equipment burnt after I'd gotten back home and
Yeah.
traveling in, and it was like, oh, cool. Now I got to turn back and get back up there to
Mhm.
go deal with it. And yeah, I'm like, cool. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I have to go deal with the aftermath,
Yeah,
but I can't change the
Yeah.
fact that whole
that is
thing won't be
started.
burnt.
Yeah, it is happening. Yeah,
yeah, and now we have people displaced and
Yeah.
things like that. So I mean, that's one of the things.
So let's talk about like what is by implementing all these things, like what does that actually do for our brains and just our focus?
Well, I would actually, before we jump in that, I think there's the other one where, like we talk about like the normal course of business. You have people coming by your office for the got a minute meetings.
Mhm.
And I think that is, you won't get rid of it initially, but you'll be able to kind of work with your people because you can get comfortable closing your door. I know a lot of people are like, oh, my door is always open. That's a proverbial bullshit. Okay. Because your door can't always be open. You cannot think that you're going to get some work done and not be able to close your door, and the world's not going to fall apart if you close your door for 60 minutes or 90 minutes. Like you can actually close your door, turn off your email, turn off your phone, and work for 60 to 90 minutes. And if you want to really like beat the odds, like do that. And you can tell your people on your team, hey guys, I'm basically walled off for 60, 90 minutes. So unless fire, flood, or blood, in which case you should be I'll evacuate. Yes, come get me. We need to evacuate, but call emergency services. But there's nothing so urgent that the world's going to fall apart in that time. And if it is, like, come and grab me, but they'll be fine. And what that also does is helps them, because a lot of those got a minute meetings that happen are things that people just need to be retrained on how to think for themselves, and they'll figure that stuff out. And that will naturally start to reduce the number of times that happens. And so you'll naturally reclaim that time and that energy and that focus time to be more productive and and focus on the real important things. And I think that leads us into
just quickly to wrap the thought around on that is like, I remember when we first started talking about how I was getting a lot, I was getting involved in the minute meetings a lot. The thing you taught me was like, just put together an entire list of the minute meeting items that you need to talk about, because the minute meetings are 10 times throughout the day. If you could just take all 10 items and piece them all together, and if there's some decisions that need to be made, just piece them all together. It's like, hey, this is one. What can we do here? Yes, no. Okay, move on to the next one. So you just block a 30-minute to go through all of the minute meetings.
Yeah.
Actually,
that would, another real simple way to do that is also then when we were talking about retraining people's behaviors is the addition of what I used to say, don't come to me with a problem unless you come with 3 solutions. What I picked up from Dan Martell was the additional of the 1 was the 1, 3, 1. So I had the 1, 3, he added the 1, which is, hey, here's the challenge. Here's the 3 solutions. Here's my recommendation. Right. So like, do you really need me to make a decision on this? Or you're just looking for me to go ahead and rock and roll, keep me informed. Cool. Like that's again, you just layer that additional 1 in, and you will start to help build your people and coach your people to be better. And they will need less of your time because you're empowering them the right way to help them think for themselves. And you don't need to be available. Like the killer of your time will be trying to be available for everyone. You don't need to be available 100% of the time. Like one of our clients, they realized just how silly it was to try to be available all the time. And now like we'll talk about it, but they'll take one day and they'll be like, hey, I'm here, but I'm not here. And no one bothers them. And they realize, oh, like the business is going to burn down.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much more I want to add to that, but
I know. For sake of time and moving through how 11 hours is going to change your business and your life.
Yeah. So, back to the question at hand, like what happens when you start adding all these different things into your already existing day? Like how does that affect your brain and your focus towards the
Well, what it does is allows you to reclaim your focus. And
Mhm.
that's one of your most valuable assets that you have is your ability to focus
Mhm.
and what you focus on, right? And what you put your attention to. So from a neuroscience standpoint, it's hugely important. And you think about with the way the brain is made or the way the brain functions, most of the decision making happens in the prefrontal cortex, so the front part of the brain. And if you're continually taxing that all the time, making decisions, that's why you get so tired. You get decision fatigue. And so it burns up valuable neurochemicals that aren't available now for actual high value decision making
Mhm.
or focus. And so you've burnt up valuable neurochemicals and fuel on the wrong things.
Mhm.
And so by clawing that stuff back, you now have more energy. You'll have more mental energy. You have more ability to focus. Well, now we can start to stack that.
Mhm.
And we can get into the how 11 hours can change your business and your life is now we take all that and we just set aside a day where we can stack 11 hours of that focus time in one day.
Mhm.
And through achieving flow state in there, we can actually condense 30 days of work into one day.
Mhm.
And how that works is, again, we go back to the math of, hey, look, if you're only getting about an hour worth of focus work done per day, well, if we take 11 hours of flow state in one day, and because you're in flow state, what you're able to do in that hour is actually double what you would normally be able to do
Yeah.
because you're not distracted. You're working on high value, like your productivity and creativity go up by like 500 to 700%.
Mhm.
So at a very minimum, you will double what you normally do. So let's say 11 hours. There's about, on average, about 22 work days in a month. So on an average month, you get about 22 hours worth of focus work done. So in 11 hours, by entering flow state and using that reclaimed focus and ability to focus and not being distracted, you can at least do that full month's worth of 30 days worth of work in only one day. So you basically trade off.
Mhm.
And then now you have the added benefit where if you're using that on really high leverage activities,
Mhm.
you're not only collapsing time frames, but you're actually freeing yourself even more during the rest of the week
Mhm.
and during the rest of that time to help reduce the amount of fires that you're putting out and running around and doing things. So you're just reclaiming more and more and more every time you do it.
Yeah. Yeah. For the ones that need a little visual, we were laughing about this earlier, but for for whoever has seen Dragon
Hold on.
Balls,
No. Hold on. Let's preface this for the really nerdy nerds out there. This is, if you're not a nerdy nerd, just kind of skip
yeah, you just
like
clip the
30
next 10,
seconds.
30
Just go. Don't look back. Just go. You're not going to miss anything. But if you're a nerdy nerd,
If you're a nerdy nerd, you know when in Dragon Ball Z they go into the hyperbolic time chambers,
I
and
can't believe
in
it.
1 hour they get a year's worth of training because like they just go into this like time loop.
Collapse time.
Yeah, they just collapse time and they just do a year's worth of training in 1 hour. That's kind of what flow state feels like.
Well, if you use it properly,
yes,
if you use it the way you need to, you collapse time frames, right? We won't go too much today, but like the risk of flow state is you can use flow state to be very non-productive. Like
yeah,
you play video games, get in flow state.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and you've achieved nothing, but
yeah.
you feel like you've done a lot of, or you like, oh, 6 hours just disappeared.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Versus, wow, I just got 11 hours of extremely important work done, and now I've moved that goal. I've moved that goal from 2 years away down to like 6 months away from now.
Yeah,
You know, and that is how you take that, and that's how you take 11 hours to change your business and your life is you actually stack that flow state together for multiple flow blocks in a day. And we actually alternate it with flow block and rest periods to make sure that we always have enough neurochemicals available for us to execute on that time and time again. And it probably sounds really overwhelming. It sounds like it's a lot, but I'm going to guarantee you when you do it, you're like, first time you did it, first time I did it, you're like, it's like a whole new world opens up to you. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I never knew that
I could do this.
that I could do it, but like this level was available to me.
Yeah.
And that's really the kind of like,
Yeah.
that's just a very small baby step into what you can do.
Yeah. Just to add another part from my own experience was it's like trying to get off caffeine immediately. You have a little bit of a withdrawal. You just don't know what the heck to do. And you constantly feel like you're trying to bring your focus back in. The first time was rough, right? The first time wasn't perfect, but the more control you had, the more it's a skill, right? Like it's you're building your grit, your resilience
Yeah,
to
all those skills.
Yeah. So everything is like very small at the beginning. The more you do it, the bigger it becomes, the stronger you become, and it's super, super natural. Like for me now, when I'm talking about, it, I was like, yeah, anybody can do it. But remembering when I first did it, it wasn't as good as I can do it now. Yeah.
And it's like any skill. In the beginning, they're not good,
Yeah.
and it takes the constant repetition of that skill and building that skill to get better. It's like riding a bike. When you first got on, you were like, oh, you had to have training wheels and you were like following side to side and you got a little bit more momentum. And so you could take the training wheels off and you were doing it. And then you could ride a bigger bike and you could use gears and you go faster.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally the same thing. Like all of that is the same thing.
My challenge now is doing 2 1-month days in a week.
Yeah.
Like that's tough for me now. Like this is how I feel when I was doing the 1 month day in a month.
Yeah.
Like
and so for those of you who don't know, like that 11 hours is our 1 month day program. But that 11 hours can change your business. It does change business. We guarantee it's going to change your business and your life. But yeah, that's literally what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now we have clients that have been now have built the skill and they're doing multiples per month. Mm-hmm. Right. And they're like, can we do like, yeah. Like, we won't get into that.
How many times do you want to go in the hyperbolic time chamber?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. How quickly do you want to achieve? How fast do you want to condense those time frames? Exactly. I don't know. Up to you. You want to wait? I mean, it's completely up to you.
Exactly.
Anyway, I think that's a good way to end it there. Remember, 11 hours can change your business and your life. But you got to start somewhere. The main effect of this today is how to remove those distractions to get you back into focus. So again, we're BizBeds. We're your neuroscience business coaches, giving you the minimum effective dose for your business. I'm Darius.
My name is Saad.
Excellent co-host. And we are here again to support you as business owners, to give you the ability to scale your business faster than you thought was possible. So if you've been with us, just joining, thank you. If you've been like our moms who've been through every episode with us, through the tears, through the laughter, through all the things, we thank you. Can't thank you enough. We love you. Free masterclass down below to help you. Again, if you want to reclaim energy and time in that, you can start by reclaiming 2 days every week just by joining that masterclass for free in under 60 minutes. So I don't know about you. Seems silly not to. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and do it. Remember, you're just 1 day away from the life you've always dreamed about. We're going to see you in the next episode of BizBeds.